Hi. So I'm Taryn Sydow. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a channel, a teacher. I really work with spirit in many ways to support healing, growth, expansion, learning in multiple ways. I work with individuals, I work with couples, I work with corporates, and really trying to bring people back to life is a large part of what we're going through on earth at this point in time. Is an opportunity for revival, of resurgence, to enjoy life, to come back to what life is about, and to experience the messiness of life as part of the gift of it. So how do we surrender and work with what's going on and find our highest vibration? And so I decided to make this video firstly because I'm doing a whole lot of readings for clients around meeting their guides. And I get a lot of questions around guides and who they are and what they are and so on and so forth. So I thought I'd post this quick video and share a little bit about who are your guides. When we talk about you can get a reading from your guides, or your guides have a message for you, what is being referred to, and how do you understand this world of spirit, this your spiritual support team, which includes your guides and not exclusively. There are other members of your spiritual support team. So maybe we start there, is that to know that as a human here, you have access to a vast amount of support, and we really are truly surrounded by so many beings that want to support our path, support our healing, support our growth. And if I had to describe that spiritual support team to us, firstly, we have the connection to our higher self, and our higher self is our big self. It's the part of us that holds our soul blueprint and our contracts, and really is the part that designed us coming here on purpose so that we could experience this life. But our higher self is at very high frequency, very high vibration. If this is me on the physical plane, it's at a much lower vibration. My higher self is at a much higher frequency. And so we have a spiritual support team that sort of act as conduits, that act as connectors to our higher self. Obviously, our strongest connection to our higher self is our intuition, but we have many blockages to that. And so we have our guides come forward that never interfere with free will, never really are here to instruct us in action. No being of light is here to predict the future or tell you what to do or create fear, but can support and guide and create opportunities for perspective and insight and wisdom. And so our guides, we all have a male and a female guide. We have two spirit guides, and our spirit guides are dedicated to supporting us on our path. Essentially, they are beings of light that you contracted with before you came to earth to support you in this lifetime, to guide you through whatever it is that is going on for you. Now, a couple of things that are important around your guides. Firstly, you will never have known them in this lifetime. They're not beings that you will have relationships with in this lifetime, because they are exempt of a karmic bond with you. So they do not have karma. That means that they are outside of any contract or any experience that we're living on the physical plane. So our guides are beings of light, as I said, that we contracted with to support us in this lifetime. And they, think of them as sort of like your mentors, your teachers, your supporters. They have walked a physical existence and before, and they have experienced many of the difficulties that you have experienced. So they're sort of the more practical, supportive guidance for what we are doing on life compared to angels. Angels have never walked a human existence, and they are here as more sort of global support. So think of your guides as your physical, practical support for the things I'm dealing with in my life, and the wounds and the contracts and the purpose and the experience that I'm having. Whereas the angelic realm, which has never walked a human existence, there's maybe one or two, but generally have never walked a human existence, supports sort of more global healing and come forward around principles, courage, healing, love, whatever it is that they're doing. I'm not talking about them today, but they are part of your spiritual support system. So we have our spirit guides, a male and a female spirit guide. I'll talk a bit more about that now. And we also have the angelic realm, which we can have access to as well. So our spirit guides we've never met in this life. So it's never your gran, it's never your long lost lover, and it's not a teacher, it's not somebody you meet in the physical experience. So when I say we all have a male and female guide, it's a little bit of a way of thinking about it, but we have a masculine energy present itself as a guidance to us, and a feminine energy present itself as guidance to us. And this is really the sort of yin yang, the balance of our own emotional experience and then supporting us at that integrative experience. So we must remember our guides are not physical, they're not in a physical form, but they present themselves in this masculine energy and feminine energy. When I work with them, and if you want to meet them, there's various ways that I'll talk about later, but when I channel your guides, they present themselves to me and they shapeshift to take on a form so that they can connect with you and show you an energy of the way they interact with you and what's going on for you. So we need to understand that our guides, I could channel them in one way and someone else could channel them in another way. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's more about that's the way they're presenting themselves and the form that they take so that we can connect and gather the information that they want to share. A couple of things is that you have your two spirit guides that are supporters of you and your story and your blueprint and what's going on for you in this life, but they are not the only guides available to you. So as part of your spiritual support team, you've got your spirit guides, angelic realm, and then other guides. So there are a vast array of healer, supporter, and teacher guides that make themselves available for us to learn. So if I wanted to learn about a certain healing modality, I could call forward guides to give me support around that specifically. So we have a guidance realm that is available to us. So the other thing that I'll mention here as the last point of this is that some people ask me about this is, can your guides change during a lifetime? And they can. If I've gone through quite an awakening, if I've gone through quite a lot of growth, and maybe I have learned certain lessons or experienced certain things, and it's come to a point of conclusion, then maybe that our guides hand over to other guides that are now more in line with what support we need. So your guides can change and do change for many over your lifetime. The last thing I just want to name in terms of your spiritual support team, so I've named your spirit guides, and we've got the guidance realm, and we've got the angelic realm. There's also the ascended masters, beings that have finished their karmic contracts on earth and have chosen to support earth in its healing and ascension process. And then we have those that we love that have crossed over, and they're also available to us in the form of connecting and us receiving support from them. But realize if your grandmother was not good with money when she was alive, she's not going to be good with money when she's crossed over either. So do not start interpreting guidance from there. But you can connect with those that have crossed over, and they are there as part of the loving karmic support for you in this lifetime. So I hope that gives you a little bit of perspective about who the guides are in this bigger picture. If you would like to get a reading from your guides, you're more than welcome to contact me. I'll put the information below. If you'd like to meet your guides and know more about them, then that is available to you. And if you'd like to learn how to channel them, then I run a program called Lifting the Veil, where I teach people how to channel and work with the spiritual support system we have for ourselves and others. So sending you lots of love. I hope that you found that valuable. Take care. Namaste.